Hey you guys, welcome to another day of quarantine. Oh man, I know you guys are probably like, Adrian, we get it man, like every single day, like it's the same thing, and I don't want to be another news outlet to just keep you guys from taking action and to keep feeding you fear and stuff. So I just hope that you guys are safe and healthy, you and your family. Once again, another day, another dollar. So let's get to it. I was having a conversation with several of my clients yesterday as well, every day, just helping them coach through and push through and get better. And today the question that I wanted to answer was, what is the first step and what is the first priority I should do with my money right now? Where do I start? How do I begin? What is the first goal that I should try to hit? Because we're always, like with money, I feel like people are always thinking about all this crazy stuff about investing, about retirement. We think about our credit cards, we think about our bills, we think about we think about everybody else, every company, every person that we have to obviously take care of, which is very important. But the most important thing right now when it comes to finances, and will ever be important, is focusing, obviously right now because of the coronavirus, focusing on food, transportation, shelter, rent, mortgage, and bills. But if you're able to take care of those four things, this principle is so important, and it's like a secret to many, but it's really common sense and an easy step to follow. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. What does pay yourself first mean? I explain to my clients always that the government, they know how to play the game. You know what they've done? They've created a system that, knowing that so many of us are unable to pay to be able to pay our taxes back, and instead of giving us the gross amount of the income we make every 15 days or every week from our paychecks, the government knew, oh man, human behavior, the psychology of a human, we get money and then we spend it, and then we don't want to save. We don't save the taxes for the end of the year, which is one of the ways that they used to do it. They used to want to collect taxes at the end of the year and not deduct it from your paycheck. But knowing that most of us suck at paying back our debts and saving for the time when we would have to pay our taxes, the government said, you know what, no, let's take care of number one, baby. Let's pay ourselves first. So they created a system where they automatically deduct taxes, and the government, Uncle Sam, pays himself first. You guys are a government. You should be paying yourself first. Now, paying yourself first, there's two simple ways of treating pay yourself first. The first way is the simplest way. Every time you get paid, 5 to 10% of your income goes to a savings account that is not at your same bank. Like I've said before, if you have a savings account at your local bank where you have your checking account, that is not savings, that is just an extension of your checking account, and that doesn't work. So if you have it at an online savings account that gives you a higher interest rate, number one, than the pennies or almost nothing that they give you at a local bank or your local credit union, not only do you get a little bit of interest, but also it eliminates the temptation of you just transferring automatically from your savings to your checking whenever you're going to spend. So you can actually train yourself, and you eliminate the pain point or the temptation of spending money. So it just stays in that savings account. So you transfer 5 to 10% of your income, of your paycheck, into your online savings account automatically every 15 days. Every time you get paid, you receive a direct deposit. That's one way of doing it. The second way is the way that I prefer doing it. Every day is a hustle. Every day we get out and we are in it to make money. It really doesn't matter what you do. Obviously, we do a lot of great things, serving and helping people, but we are always in it to be able to provide for ourselves and provide for our families. So if you don't pay yourself first, then guess what? Nobody will. Pay yourself first. Before you're out the door, you can set up automatically from your checking account every single day. You can have this on repeat, a recurring transaction, a recurring transfer from your checking account to your online savings account every day. If you pay yourself 1 hour, the first hour of work from that day. If you make $15 an hour, guess what? Every single day, you should see $15 from your checking account to your savings account, because you are in that mindset of paying yourself first before Uncle Sam takes his. Because Uncle Sam always takes his every time you get paid, and then you know what? The rest of your income goes towards your bills, goes to your obligations, food, gas. The last person to pay themselves first is you. Have that mindset. Pay yourself first, and if you have that set up every day, that's how you do it. So do those things, focus on yourself, on paying yourself first, and have a goal. A good rule of thumb is to start with an emergency fund of $1,000 for saving, and then from there, continue to pay yourself first. The reason I say this, you guys, while I was in the bank, I always saw so many people just living paycheck to paycheck when I was helping them, and they would always come in wanting to cash their paychecks, and sometimes they were unable to do so because they were very high risk and didn't have enough money in their account to cover the funds. So many people were always nervous and would always panic and freak out on us because they knew that that's the money that they were living on. They had no savings. Sometimes we are unable to save because we have so many obligations. Then we have to focus on debt. But most of the time, it's just habit, and we forget to pay ourselves first. So please do that, you guys. Build for yourself. Take care of yourself first. It's the airplane method, right? When you go travel, you always take care of yourself. You give yourself oxygen, and you get yourself prepared, and then you help someone else. It's the same thing with your money. Pay yourself first, build towards an emergency fund, then have an automatic system after you have that $1,000, pay yourself first, and then obviously do this if you're able to take care of the 4 basic needs that I mentioned: food, transportation, shelter, rent or mortgage, and utility bills. Do this, and that's a great way to get started. Thank you guys so much for your time. Notorious Money financial coach, Adrian Guzman.